Hello and welcome back to this episode of RADBMX Builds. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm pulling out one of the 50th anniversary GT bikes and we're gonna do some upgrades to it. Upgrades, maybe that's the wrong word. We're gonna be swapping out some parts, going for a different look. Okay, here is the 20-inch GT 50th anniversary bike. I completed this bike a while ago, but I've been swapping out some parts on it, and we're gonna talk about that. This is the new Pork Chop GT licensed reproduction seat that I put on it. And now we're gonna take off all the gold Pro Neck parts and replace them with some white GT parts. So I'm just gonna go for more of a white look on this bike. Let me show you the parts I'm talking about. Okay, we have a white power disc. It's not a GT, it's a GT replica. A white GT seat post clamp, a GT mallet stem, which is also a reproduction part, and some GT crank decals to kind of go off center of the black ones that are on the cranks now. And what that does, it adds a three-dimensional effect. I've done it on my Mach 1, so you'll see what it looks like in a minute. Let's start taking off the gold parts, all the Pro Neck parts on this bike. But don't worry, they're gonna get reused when I get my torquer back. So that's gonna give you a little bit of a hint on what the torquer is gonna look like. Let's start pulling parts off this GT. Okay, these are the white decals. These are authentic GT Power Series crank decals. And I'm gonna put them over the top of the black and offset it just a little bit and see what that looks like. If it looks terrible, I just peel it off. If it looks cool, then we'll leave it on there and it'll add a little bit more white. So let's check that out. And voila, just like that. By overlaying the white on the black, then offsetting it over and down just a little bit, gives it a three-dimensional letter look. And adding a little bit more white to the bike. As you can see, we already did the power disc, and I went ahead and slipped on the seat post clamp and the stem, but I'm gonna put the decal on the other side, then we'll do a full reveal. Okay, all the gold Pro Neck components have been removed and added to the pile of torquer parts. And that should give you a sneak peek of the direction I'm going with the torquer. Now let's take a look at the GT. Okay, and here it is, the white stem, white seat post clamp, white chain ring, and the white overlay on the decals. Okay, and there you have it. With a few simple bolt-ons, it really changed the overall appearance of this bike, taking the gold completely out of the equation and accenting it with some more white. I think really balanced it a little bit better. Now let's head out to the Goodyear BMX track and see what they're up to and see what this thing's like out in the dirt.